Welcome to my class. Welcome to my class. Welcome. You're all welcome to my class. Welcome to my class. Welcome to my class. Welcome to my class. Welcome. You're all welcome to my class. Welcome to my class. Hey yo, I'm not a preacher. I'm a leader. The star player they chant for in the bleachers. Inspiration and inspirational speakers. The main feature a teacher that teachers. Hello and good morning, nice to meet you. Welcome to the Ave, welcome to my class. Most of these youngers can't read a lick, but they can add. Multiple hand-to-hands, they adapted, learned math. Shorty stay fly, growing up super fast. Can't tell you about a book, she can tell you about a bag. She can tell you about Gucci, proud of the latest fads. I try to... Yeah, double H. Look, niggas know I come first when they mention rhymes. They don't even hear the whole verse, hit rewind. Who taking shots at the kid? Tell them get in line, I have them all tagged and boxed before Christmas time. Take a tour through a sinner's mind, begging the Lord to let me up on board before he send a sign. This shit I'm more money and war is intertwined. Like who to shoot next? Big gun, navy blue vest, big rims on that navy blue Lex. I pull up, hop out, make a few bets, take a few checks, and if I feel niggas is getting a little closer, I'ma break a few necks.
My style of rap has changed drastically. Like, you know, when I first started writing raps, it was about, you know, like something was going on in my life, and I felt like, you know, I like rap, so I was like, you know, let me write this down, let me see what I could do. And my first couple raps, they was like really about my life, you know what I'm saying, 13, 14, I'm talking about what was, you know, really going on at that time.
If you next, step up like the rest of them. He don't really mess with nobody, why they testing him? Why? He ain't even all that big, he ain't wrestling. Hot tamales all in your mouth, now you a Mexican. I spit guala, cocaine, powder, pay the mobsters. Helicopter, the product, got a Cuba maneuver with Rugas. I got a lot of choppers, some of them raining, some of them just go block a block. Sending to Damien, blaming them on the shots of vodka. Ukrainian flaming them with that Waka Flocka. His mama nurse, he better hope that his papa doctor. Once he try me, try and see through his cranium. Once he try me, try and see who claiming them. Back to take him back to contender.
And then, you know, the first couple people that heard my raps, they was like, oh man, you corny. You know what I'm saying? You should just give it up. And then, I'm the type of person when people say I can't do things or I'm not good at things, like I try to prove them wrong, you know what I'm saying? So I kept rapping, I kept writing, you know what I'm saying? I kept listening to different styles and, you know, seeing what I could come up with on my own. And eventually I started getting better. But then as I started getting better, you got people that see the potential in you, you know, and they saying, yo, you getting hot, you getting nice, you should do this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the way you did that, but you hear Bull on the radio, like you should try to get that sound because that's what's hot. And then, you know, you young, well, I was young, I didn't have a mind of my own really at that time. So I'm listening to older people and they telling me that I should sound like this or I should sound like that. And my raps, they changed from saying what was really on my mind and what was really going on in my life to saying things just so people could like me.
Yeah, hunters. Let's go. They said, give me something. I said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you everything. You talking about something, I'm gonna give you the whole kitchen sink, nigga. Let's go, Ace. Yeah, come on, Ace. Yeah. Look, no rep, beat niggas to death. Headhunters, rap hard, keep niggas in check. Welcome 16 to spitting in tech. I can kill you in a second, meaning now I want to get you. Give it to them. They wonder how I live with the stress. What's vexing me? Not a thing, I'm getting money, want the recipe. Meth, weed, rats, first ecstasy. I keep a bird on the streets like sesame.
For years and years, that's what rap became about. It became about saying things to be popular and saying things because that's what everybody else was saying and saying things because I thought that it could get played on the radio if I said that. And, you know, up until I was about 22, 23, you know, I followed that trend. And then one day I just realized that I was, you know, going in this downward spiral of rap. And I hated rap, you know, so I just quit. I was like, I'm done with it.
Teach my nieces just different levels of being bad in my class, where cops don't care who they harass. All you gotta be is the right skin color. They could ask if you got weapons.
Maybe my music do really touch people and make them want to, you know, do certain things. It motivates them to do this. It motivates them to do that. The things that about the music that I was you know, letting out back then, it was all negative. It was all crazy, like, you know, no holds bars. Let's just do it. And I matured. I grew older, and I was like, that's not what I want out of life. That's not what I want for my friends. That's not what I want for my brothers. That's not what I want for my nephews. When I have a son, that's not what I want for him. I had a lot of people that wouldn't let me quit. Like when they used to ask me, yo, why don't you spit something? When you coming out with your new stuff? When you doing this? When you doing that?
Rec center for the kids to go after school, cause they making more money when they...
That joint got people on it.
Cause I'm a fucking working man, dog. I just came from Rob's Torn, standing on trucks and shit.
Was you recording any of this?
Yeah.
You was?
He was on the map, baby.
Say something about Asa.
Huh?
Say something about Asa.
Hey, man, what's up, baby? You a cool rapping dude, man. You know, we gonna get this money, baby. We gonna be back out here, baby.
Like when I first started rapping, it was about, I had something I wanted to get off my chest, and I put it on a piece of paper.
What's up, bro?
So, one thing about these streets, though, you know, how everything done changed. You know, for me personally, I respect about what's going on.
Damn, what's up, bro?
Is that after listening to any music video, anything that done went on, and know, you know, we done lived it and you still got a chance to do something else. And me coming back to these streets, I watched this man right here, you know, kind of lead the way. You feel me? I led the way at one point in time to destruction. You feel me? And man, he trying to pull people up out of it.
I'm proud of him, man. I done seen him come from the bottom, man, from these streets, man. And look at him now, look, man. He motivates us, man. You know, you can't say nothing bad about him. If you do, you hate him. You hate him.
Shit, Ace out here doing this thing, man. Ever since a youngin', I've been looking up to him for real. Bristol Boys, PFK doing their thing, man. For real.
I said, oh, where knees at? Damn, we supposed to be team like the niggas from Sandlot. We grew up from here, like in the sandbox. Then you signed me up to battle somebody grandpa. I said.
After all the glitz and glamour, you know, then you got, you know, jail time, you know, death, you know what I mean, your homies dying and all that type of stuff. And then and you getting older and you getting more mature, then you realize that, you know, everything that was important to you, and what I mean by important is like fitting in and saying things just so people could like you, it's not important to you anymore.
More cameras.
He train you to get used to the bars, the gate, put the gates on here, put the bars, put the gates on the apartment complexes, get them used to dealing with it, so if they ever do get in trouble, whether it's by mistaken identity or a mistake because they wasn't taught right, they used to it. They comfortable with it.
That's the middle of the day. You got one kid out here playing basketball, man.
Yeah.
All the kids out here play basketball.
My mom always made a way for us. You know, we always had a place to stay. We always had clothes, you know, food, sneakers, all that type of stuff. But you know, it was hard for me growing up watching other kids that had, you know, better stuff. They had better sneakers, better clothes. You know, we shopped at the thrift shop. Like I never went to a store and got brand new clothes. We always was, you know, hand me down type shit. And so that always made me want to like go out there and get it, no matter what.
I remember cutting pictures out the magazines, wishing I could buy you nice things. Sometimes we was dead broke, bathing in dishwashing liquid cause we ain't have soap. You lived a hard life, 6 kids, you worked all night. I don't know how you did it without a man cause we was all right. And hard times lead to better times. I could search around the globe, still couldn't find a better mom. Glad you're here in the day that you don't left me, and you look so good to be 60. Yeah, I'm in love with you. I hope you live 60 more years so my kids get to love you too. I'm smothered in the sun. That's a bond between a mother and her son.
I mean, I'm real. I sound real because I get up for work 5 o'clock every morning, you know what I'm saying? And I deal with that life. Because why? Because I want to be here for my family. I want to see my mom. You know what I'm saying? I want to see my nephews, my nieces, my sisters, my brothers. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them all grow. I want to see, I mean, I want to be there for the moments that you're going to miss when you locked up for all that time. Man, I know people, when I first got locked up, man, I know people 17 years old doing life. Ain't never going to come home again. Man, that's frightening.
You know, besides rapping and selling drugs, I never thought, you know, I would be anything different. Not until, you know, I went to jail, and then I was fortunate enough to be around people who didn't want to see me become nothing. You know, it's a lot of knuckleheads in jail that's doing life, and they still acting like, you know, they're lawless, like they don't have to live by any rules. And then there's some people that's been there for 20 and 30 years, and they're really sitting back and they're reflecting on life, and they see people coming in and out and in and out and in and out, and then they made it their duty to try to stop some of them people from coming back in. And, you know, I was fortunate enough to be around those people that, you know, wanted to see me do better, was handing me books about business, you know what I'm saying, handing me books about life, and handing me books about decision making, and, you know, just really, you know, leading me to where, you know, I could be at the level where I could function on my own and make my own decisions, but the good decisions, you know what I'm saying? I think like jail saved my life for real. Like if I never would have got locked up, like I still be doing the same thing everybody else was doing. Like, you know, I don't see no, I went to jail 2005, came home 2010, and I didn't see no change in the people. Like the same people I seen in 2005 out there hustling, I come home, same people hustling, they doing the same thing, same mind frame, like it was no elevation.
Jail is an unfortunate place to be at, but I mean, it saved my life for real, because if I wouldn't have never went to jail, like all my homies know me, we was all doing the same stuff, you know what I'm saying, and I'll still be out there with them. Hey, dancing in the club to the bullshit, getting drunk, doing drugs to the bullshit, brainwashing kids with that bullshit. And yo, I probably never get on. I be giving lessons, messages in the songs. Correct me if I'm wrong. They can spit that bullshit all day long. Soon as I give them this, they looking at me like I'm drawn. I probably never get played. I won't mention nothing about Molly's getting laid, how much I'm getting paid. Look around, everyone in the industry in the cage.
I think like a lot of the old heads, like they rep Bristol hard, but like a lot of the young kids, like they want to be from somewhere else because, I don't know, I guess they think it ain't popping. I was never one of them dudes to be like, you know, I'm from somewhere else. I was always proud of where I'm from. I think if I was from anywhere else, you know, I wouldn't be who I am. Bristol, PA, born and raised, Bloomsdale, Bristol boys, we rep that. Everybody from Bristol was like, wow, these guys doing it, because they see us with stars, they see us with people that they see on TV and things like that, and now they're proud. Now they're rocking our shirts. Bristol Boys Clothing and Design. I think, you know, I think that started from like me and my homie. Me and my homie was we was at like a rap concert or something like that, or a competition, and like all the rappers, they all had the same stuff on, and but me and my homies, we was all wearing something different, but it looked more unified when they had, you know, like the same uniform on. It looked like they was more unified, like they was solid. And my homie Gang or whatever, he like, man, we need to get like that. You know what I mean? When we go out, we need to be like one solid front and portray that image like that. It's unity here. So for one of our events, me and him, we put our money together, and we just got a whole bunch of shirts with our group name on it or whatever. And then after the show was over, everybody was like, yo, where can I get that shirt? Where can I get that shirt? You know what I'm saying? And then we had a lot of people requesting them. So we just sat down and we was like, man, you got to get these shirts, because they asking for them. And, you know, me and him, we always bouncing ideas back and forth, you know, just to see how we could get legal money, you know, and then, you know, step up our game. And then we did the math, we made it, and we made the calculations. So we got the shirts, we sent them to this dude, he printed them up for us. We sold out like the same week, and then, you know, boom, that just started a whole new lane for me and him to get, to get money. And then, we was, for months, we was ringing up with the guy that was making the shirts for us. And then somebody came up with a bright idea, like, yo, the money y'all paying to this guy, like, y'all could go get your own machines and then, and make your own clothes. And, Gang was a go-getter. So, that's what he did. He went and got the machine, and then we were just bubbling from there. Like, and then the whole community, man, they loved us. They supported us. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And then, that's when, tragedy struck. You know what I mean?
Got Chantel photo bombing my joint though, baby. You hear me? Oh.
He was kind of like my inspiration, because even though he was paralyzed, it didn't stop him from doing whatever he wanted to do. I mean, my man did whatever he wanted to do.
I'm feeling pressure from the vibes, nothing left, just a message from the glide. Press play for a second, see my homie back alive. Feeling crazy, trying to hold back on my cry. If you was here, you would say, keep your head up, brother. I know you tired and you fed up, brother.
A recap, or not a recap. A recap will be for people that already know him. Introduction for anybody that didn't know him. Gang was a close friend of mine. I mean, we grew up together. Sandbox to to when we was grown. And that was my man, basically. He I had got locked up, I think like 2005, 2006, and he was out here. He was still in the streets, and he had gotten into some beef with some cats. I don't know the story, so I can't relate it. But I know, he was driving his truck. You know what I mean, people started shooting at his truck, shot him in his back. He was paralyzed after that, and I came home, and I swear nothing changed about this dude, man. Like, even though he was paralyzed, even though he was in a wheelchair, like, nothing changed about his personality. Nothing changed about his ambition or who he was. You know what I'm saying? And that shit just like, it's like, I see so many people like wallowing, complaining about their situations, and here you got this young man, and life ain't doing nothing but throwing curveballs at him left and right. He lost his mom, you know what I mean? He lost his brother, lost a lot of folks, you know what I'm saying? We all came from the bottom. We didn't have anything to begin with. And that never made him, he never stopped. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever he wanted to do, and I mean whatever he wanted to do, he still did it. It didn't matter what it was, like. And I think that's why everybody loved him, for real, for real. His spirit was just so strong, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody could. One morning I get up like around 6 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock, and I'm motivated about life. You know what I'm saying? I'm a 3-time felon. Been working for temp agencies back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? But this morning I get up and I'm not letting nothing hold me back. I'm like, man, I'm getting a job. That's it. Like, today is the day. I mean, I gotta get, like, I had a job, but I didn't have a job with benefits. I didn't have a job with a permanent position where I knew, like, I'm gonna be working there next week and then a month after that, you know what I mean? But I had aimed to do that morning. Like, I get up, I put my slacks on, I put my button-up shirt on, you know what I'm saying? I grab my folder with all my resumes and all my certificates, my forklift and this, everything, OSHA this, OSHA that. like, I'm going to get a job. I hop in my wheel, you know, about 8:30. I'm knocking on business doors. Hey, you hiring? Go in, fill out application, do the mini interview. And I must have went to like between like 4 to 8 jobs that morning. And they all gave me the same response. They all gave me the, we'll call you back. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't the we'll call you back like we're considering you for a job. It was like, we'll call you back like, you know, we got other candidates that we're looking at first and we'll call you back. You know what I mean? And I kind of felt discouraged with that. I felt like, you know, I don't know, I guess it was my expectations. I was expecting to get a job, but at that time I didn't get a job. So I was like, man, this ain't working. You know what I mean? I pulled over on the side of the road and I'm all emotional. I'm worked up. I'm like, man, forget all this. Like, you know what I mean? I'm ready to just go back to what I do. Like, you know what I mean? And I go back into the streets or whatever. And I'm just in my bag at that point. And, you know, that's when I thought about gang. I'm thinking about, like, you know, he never gave up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here, I got all my limbs. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my right mind. I'm still young. I'm still alive. Like, I could do anything. And I'm sitting here crying and complaining. You know what I'm saying? About to give up after one day. And for real, you know, that thought of him is the only thing that stopped me from like really going ahead and doing what I was thinking already. So, you know, it's a Monday morning or whatever. I drive over to gang crib or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I go in, you know, he doing what he do, you know, playing the game or whatever, and I just go up to him and I tell him thank you. And I shake his hand and he just smiling at me. He like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I think that he thought that I was talking about, you know, something that he had hooked me up with. But, you know, he's smiling, I'm smiling. You know what I mean? He paused and gave me like, what's up? I'm like, man, just thank you, man. And then eventually, you know, I broke down the story to him. And he was like, you know, after I told him, you know, he was my motivation or whatever. He said that if I would have came in that house with an envelope with $10,000 in it, you know what I'm saying? He said it wouldn't have made him more happy than what I told him about him being my inspiration or whatever, or for him, you know, for that thought of him stopping me from doing what I was going to do. After that, man, I left and I was like, you know, we're going to do it again tomorrow. We're going to go back for the job hunt tomorrow, you know, whatever. So, later on that night, I'm sleeping. I get a phone call. I mean, like, yo, where you at? Where you at? I'm like, man, what's up? Like, I'm at my crib, like, what's going on? They like, man, nah, man, people saying you got shot up and all this and that. I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Like, I'm in my crib. He was like, you in that gang crib? I'm like, no. I was like, what you mean? What happened? They was like, man, yo, you better call gang and see what's up. So I'm calling my man phone. I call him straight to voicemail and shit. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? Call him again, straight to voicemail. I get another call. It's like, yo, I'm like, what's up, man? What's going on? I think it was Kaif that called me. He's like, man, yo, man, I think gang got shot, dog. Now I'm sitting up in my bed, man. My heart in my throat, like I could feel it pounding. I'm like, man. I was like, man, you lying. You know what I mean? He like, no, man. He was like, you better get down there, man. I get my clothes on, hop in my car. You know what I mean? I'm driving down to where he live at. My brother called my phone. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, what's up? Like, man, damn, man, somebody said you was dead, dog. He's like, man, where you at? I'm like, I'm on my way to gang crib, man. I was like, man, my heart beating. I can't even think, man. My hand's shaking. You know what I mean? I pull up, it's cops everywhere. You know what I mean? I hop out. I try to go in the house. You know what I mean? Cops don't let me. They like, nah, man. I was like, yo, I live here. I mean, this is my house. That's where they like, no, it's a crime scene and all this and that. I'm like, what you talking about? I was like, yo, you gotta tell me something. He's like, man, I can't tell you. It's an investigation, this and this and that. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I was like, yo, you gotta tell me something. He was like, nah. He's like, best thing you could do is go to the hospital and, you know, there's 3 people at the hospital right now. You know what I'm saying? And if any one of them, you know, is related to you, then, you know, they'll give you information there. That's when my heart just stopped. That's when it became real for me. You know, always had high hopes, like, it's not my man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not, I don't know what they're talking about. But shit started to sink in that my homie might actually be going.
Like, he was like a regular
100.
dude. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter that he couldn't walk.
Word.
He still made his money. I mean, he still, you know, mess with the females. He still drive a car.
Drive a car.
The leg didn't work,
Yeah,
still
yeah.
drive a car. Like,
Yeah.
yo, he pull up on me with a new wheel.
Word.
Like, yo, what? Your boy ain't working. Now he pulled up a cane. He put a cane in the air like, yeah, I'm willing. Like, yo, man, my
Word.
man. Like, they couldn't. They might have shot him up, but they couldn't steal what he had, though, in him. You know what I mean? He was just a strong person.
As far as my music go, I can't really say nothing. I know you had asked me before. You was like, do I have
A favorite song.
do I have a favorite song of my own? And I was saying, you know, like, I mean, every song going there, I wrote it. You know what I'm saying? So it's special to me. You know what I mean? Like any other person's song, like an album you heard, like you gravitated towards 1 or 2 songs. Feel me? This joint, I'm hoping everybody takes something out of each song because it's a message in each one of them. So, you know. But if you're gonna force me to tell you what my favorite song is, I'm gonna say Mona Lisa. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
That's like my baby.
Why though?
Huh?
Why?
Said why?
Yeah.
Because it's so much in a song. Like anybody that I let hear it, it's like, I mean, I ask them like, yo, tell me what you think it's about. And then they tell me what they think it's about, and then it's something totally different, for real. And then I have to break it down to them. Then I replay the song for them, and then they get what the song is really about. And then they be like, oh man, that's crazy. I didn't know you could do that. And it's like real intricate, man. It's real personal.
And when he done, she felt used like wow. Back to square one, she confused, she like how. Mona Lisa.
I know your face, I see it every day.
So beautiful.
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. I know your face, I see it every day.
So beautiful.
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa,
I said she can't
Mona
believe
Lisa.
he would toy with the feelings she felt, caring about.
That's basically what the code is all about, man. The code is it's an acronym for, you know, a class on life decisions. I feel like everything I spit now is going to be a lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like, it's going to be a message, something you could take from it. You know, you got the trap boys and all that, and they got their champion, you know, the guy that's best at that, and he's repping that side. And then you got the dude that's getting money legally. They got their champ, you know what I mean? You got the dude that get all the girls, got their champ, you know what I mean? You got the boss, got their champ, you know what I mean? Then you got the guys that think different. They think on a higher level. They think history. They think future. And they try to mold the present. They think change. I'm going to be their champion. What you have in your hands, what you have in your possession is something that's very special to me. Something that means a whole lot. Because it took me 29 years to get here. It took me 29 years to realize who I am and what I wanted to be. It's like, it's my legacy. It's my masterpiece. It's my baby. You know what I mean? It took me like a whole 29 years to really get to this point of who I am and understanding, and to be able to convey the message that I want to convey to you. Every song on here has a message. I mean, and I hope you just relate to everything, you know. I hope you appreciate the lyricism. I hope you appreciate the music and the message and the time that it took to make this. I like to take the time out and show my appreciation to everybody that's watching this. I mean, you took your time out, you know, to find out about your artist, you know what I'm saying? Find out behind the music, you know. And thank you, I appreciate it. I also like to take this time to give a shout out and show my appreciation to everybody that has something to do with this whole project, you know what I'm saying? All the directors, Latif, Mike, Civilivic Films, all the producers and the engineers, We got Rock Out Studios. We got the Marston House. We got Heartbeats. You know, there was a lot of people that put in on this project, and I appreciate all y'all, even down to the you know, to my family and my friends, you know, that gave their input and gave me the reassurance that everything I was doing was right, and you know, the image that I'm trying to portray, not trying to portray, but the image that I'm portraying and the message that I'm giving out, you know, they all helped me and they motivated me to keep doing what I'm doing. To the fans, people that don't even know me, that support me, you like my music, man, thank all y'all, you know what I'm saying? And I hope you enjoy this whole thing.
Can you turn my headphones up, please? Thank you. Asa. My God, ain't a limit to the beauty he created. Not at all. A work of art, I wanna appreciate it. Yes. I'm love drunk, she got me inebriated. I'm gone, addicted to a whole new high. Sentiments and all, I wanna be the one to pick her up in the minute that she fall. Place a bet, forget odds, she could win against them all. Her whole life she been pinned against a wall. Listen. Brainwashed to believe what women need to be perfect. I know you imitating what you see on the surface. You don't know you priceless, your worth become worthless. How men see value in the purchase, just a piece. He could show off for the crowd. He ain't thinking about the future, he just living for the now. And when he done, she felt used like wow. Back to square one, she confused, she like